New Zealand. Let's go.
Coming up, Robert Whittaker is in Abu Dhabi and says he wants his middleweight title back.
The end is in sight, and just really try to pave the way back to that gold and have that fairy tale ending.
And New Zealand celebrates its first ever female signed to the UFC. Get ready for UFC on Sky.
This is the moment you've all been waiting for. Let's go. You got it. Let's go. Jimmy Crute. Body shot now, a right hand. Protein trying to get in there. Gotta do it. That will do it. Go TA does it again. Oh, good connection by Allen Lake. Now the Tory lands. Oh, knee to the body for PA. Black fit coming down. Factor. Hits it. Hits it. Hits it. Big left lands from Jackson. Let's go. Who's the best bitch in this club? 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 Swag do I got? You ain't getting some service. Better stop in this club. Better stop in this club. Left hand is stop in this club. Momentarily. Stop in this club. He's in trouble. I'm the baddest bitch in this club. Right eye. Oh, straight up. He goes down again. Oh, with a massive left hand. Mouthpiece goes flying. Oh, right hand. Huge right now for Coppola. Five rounds for the undisputed UFC BMF Championship of the World. This ain't Diamond the Forever. It's sure to want it from Lafayette, Louisiana.
Kia ora e te iwi, no mai hara mai ki UFC on Sky, ko Ravinder Hunia tōku ingoa. This weekend, former UFC middleweight champion Robert Whittaker is back in action and he'll be facing Ravinder Hunia in Abu Dhabi, and I got to catch up with the main event earlier on. Look, I was going to ask you how it's going over there in Abu Dhabi, but I kind of feel like it's a second home to you now. You're over there quite often. But how are you finding it over there? It feels like, familiar territory for you now.
Yeah, I'm a creature of habit, so we've made a lot of good friends here. Some good networks. We know where we're training. We know where we're going. We know what we need to do. We know where to pick up groceries. It's just like you said. Honestly, the flight over, it feels like work, like I'm going back to the office. I've been fortunate enough and blessed enough to be able to fight over here so much.
How important is that part of it? Because when we think about going overseas, like I travel overseas for work, obviously, but the living part, outside of the work part and the training and the fighting part, how important is that to be comfortable, how you say, where the grocery stores are and things like that? How important is that aspect of it?
Yeah, it's huge. And you know what? It's like, it's a 1%, but they all add up. And when you're cutting weight, you're not eating very much, you've got other commitments to do, you can't be racing around trying to find everything. So it just makes everything easier.
Yes, very good. Look, let's talk a little bit about the fight and the preparations. Obviously, this fight against RDR seems like very, very exciting. He's there's a lot of mention about how you two are the same age, but he's still up and coming through this division. This matchup, and how much does this excite you?
Yeah, I pride myself on testing myself against hard fights, hard guys. That's the only way I feel that I can push towards being my perfect self. And he's one of them. I thought he had a stellar performance in his last fights. He's a hard guy. Anybody that's done any sort of research can see that he's a veteran in the sport. He's been in big fights. He's held 2 titles in other promotions. He's the real deal. So I look forward to testing myself and testing my abilities against him.
Nice. And he mentions that this is a huge fight for him. Obviously, you're a former champion. You've been in this game since 2012, worked your way all the way up to the top. So when these guys are facing you, these are the biggest fights of their career. But how much does this fight mean for you?
Yeah, it's up there with all the rest. It's the biggest fight to date for me. And, I'm treating it accordingly.
Nice. Look, maybe I have a little bit of my thing in a twist at the moment, but there was an article that came out in lead up to Kai Kara-France's fight against Pantoja, this latest title fight, that said if he had won, he would have been the first New Zealand born champion. He would have been the first UFC champion with Māori heritage. And I thought, hang on a minute, that is not true, because that's obviously you. He is you. Robert Whittaker is that guy. In fact, where you were born, I grew up just down the road. So I was like, that is absolutely not true. But talking about that and being that former champion, is that something that you still strive to move back to?
Definitely. I'm very proud that I was born in Middleweight Hospital. It's all my family's still there. On my mum's side, but that's kind of the dream. I can see. I don't want to fight forever. I do believe in the saying that you either retire from the sport or the sport retires you. So and there's things I want to do afterwards, right? So I'm looking to put in another couple of years, hard yards. The end is in sight, and just really try to pave the way back to that gold, and have that fairy tale ending.
Nice. Well, what is it that keeps you here? I mean, it's such a long time. And I know that the sport is forever evolving, which means you in turn have to evolve with it, which could be, the differences for you as a fighter. But what is it that keeps you coming back, that wants you to stay in for a couple more years,
My family. Definitely my family. I think every fight pushes me, not only athletically, but as a person. I grow a lot as a person. These camps, these fights make me better. But I want to lead by example. I want to show my kids what determination and hard work and grit can get you through. What you can accomplish, as well as this is how I provide for my family. This is how I put food on the table for my kids. This is how I'm trying to set them up, and that's a pretty big motivator.
Well, I feel like you're a dream employee when you think about the years that you put into this employer. You show up to work, you get ready the best you can, you put bums in seats.
I think I deserve some long service.
Yes, I agree. Maybe some annual leave or something. I don't know. I don't know how your contracts work. But looking, ahead at this fight, main event, 5 rounds, something you're very familiar with. What are the pros that you see happening in this fight? Obviously, you don't want to sit too much and dwell on what happened in your fight against Hamza. But, what do you take away from that you're definitely going to bring in for this one?
Well, this guy's going to try and take me down. He's going to put the pressure on and get me to the ground. He's a jiu-jitsu guy, first and foremost. I think I'm going to be too fast for him. I think the whole plan is to get my mitts on him. And that's going to be the fight. And just stuffing takedowns, not letting him, control the fight, walk me down, do what he wants, and just make him pay for every inch.
Yeah, because it feels like, these guys talk about it. They're like, okay, we know what Robert does. He bounces on his feet. He likes to throw out the jab, Tamir. But once they're in there with you, it's a totally different story. Definitely.
I think my speed is something that surprises a lot of people. But not only that, I think the speed comes to power. I hit much harder than people think. So, yeah, let's see how Saturday pulls up.
Yeah, nice one. Look, before I let you go, I wanted to get your thoughts. Jimmy Crute was out at UFC 318, got an amazing win. He's back. Wanted to get your thoughts on that fight.
Yeah, I'm stoked for him. He came, I did a bit of my camp with him. He came up and we were training together. And to see him, get back on the path, get back on track, look as good as he did, because he's still a young guy. He's still very young. I think he just had to work some things out, and I feel like he's broken through the cloud.
Yeah, absolutely. Exciting things ahead for him. I think he signed that 4-fight contract deal as well, so we'll see him back soon. But Robert, as for you, thank you so much. As always, cannot wait to see you back in action, and perhaps this little toddle off back to the title in these next couple of years as well.
That's the plan. Thank you very much for having me.
Kia ora, bro. Thank you so much.
Too easy. Take it easy.
See ya.
Okay, whānau, so don't miss our very own Anzac in action this weekend. Former UFC middleweight champion Robert Whittaker back in action in Abu Dhabi against Derrida. You're going to have to set your alarm clocks early, whānau. The main card starts at 7 a.m, but do not miss it. There could be a future title shot on the line. Whānau, the UFC is making fight announcements all over the place at the moment, but exciting news for the upcoming card in Perth. UFC light heavyweight Navajo Sterling will be featuring in his third UFC fight, looking to take that streak to 3-0, so exciting times for him. And it appears we have our very first female fighter coming out of New Zealand to make her debut here as well. Michelle Montague, she's from Matamata, originally training out of Hamilton's Core MMA. She's now based in America out of American Top Team, training alongside her good friend and bantamweight champion Kayla Harrison. So please stay tuned to UFC on Sky for all of these Anzac announcements. There will surely be more to come. Remember, if you want to attend UFC in Perth, you can do so by heading over to ufc.com/Perth for all of those booking details through our good friends at Sportsnet Holidays. Stay tuned right here, whānau. Thank you for joining me. Hei kōna mai.
The undisputed